Hi, it's Dr. Joe Vitale. While I've been fortunate enough to work with some of the best mentors and coaches on the planet for years now, many people I talk to have never gotten to experience what real coaching and masterminding is all about, or discover why so many of the world's happiest and wealthiest people swear it's the secret to their success. That's why I'm so excited to share with you a recording featuring some of my most successful students and one of my own personal miracles coaches. This call gives you a rare look at the deepest levels of coaching and masterminding. And I want you to have this now, because the aha moments that you get from this behind-the-scenes experience will give you just a taste of what's in store for you on our upcoming live online training event. This is not going to be your average webinar. I'll be sharing new secrets and techniques over a year in the making that you'll get just a hint of on this Miracles Coaching call, featuring a group of 5 students who have already seen behind the curtain. And one more thing, make sure you listen to this call now while you're here, because I've never shared one of these normally private Miracles Coaching sessions before, and I'm only keeping it available for a short time. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the training. Expect miracles.
All right, so welcome, everybody, to the Secret Reflection. My name is Adam Mortimer. I'm the Director of Coaching here in the Miracles Coaching Program, and I'm joined by 5 absolutely amazing people. We're going to introduce each of these people, give them a chance to introduce themselves here and talk a little bit about themselves and what they're looking to accomplish. And so we're going to start with Kim.
Hi.
Kim, can you hear me? Hello.
I can. Hello, hello.
All right. So, Kim, what are you looking to accomplish in the secret reflection process?
Well, I know that I want to accomplish, my goals in my acting, and what stands in my way from having what I want in life, period, across the board. Yeah.
Okay. And what stands in your way? What do you feel stands in your way?
What stands in my way is my childhood story of not enough, not good enough, not worthy. There's a common thread through everything in relationships, career, money. It shows up all across the board, actually.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Kim. All right, let's go with Dee. What are you looking to accomplish?
I pretty much just want to, learn what some of my limiting beliefs are and probably some of the negative blocks that are probably, holding me back from moving forward and accomplishing some of my goals.
And are you conscious of any of those limitations? Do you feel like you know what those are?
I'm aware of one of them, which I mentioned to my group before, is focusing on the how. That I know maybe that has to do with control. So I'm sure there's some type of limiting belief or block around that, focusing on the how.
Yeah, focusing on the how is probably one of the biggest things that trip a lot of people up. And they it was a quote by Zig Ziglar: if you're waiting for all the streetlights to be green before you leave the house, you may be waiting a while. And sometimes we want to know the how. We want everything just to line up perfectly, right, before we take that first step. But where's the faith in that, right? Where's that faith that's going to allow you to attract what it is you want? Now, control is something very interesting. The unconscious mind really doesn't like to be controlled. It just doesn't. You try to tell a young child what to do, and you'll see how fast they resist you, right?
Right.
It really doesn't like to be controlled. And so the interesting thing about control is, and this is kind of the paradox, is so fascinating, that if you want to gain control of your unconscious mind, you got to kind of let go of control. To gain control, you got to let go of control.
Mm.
You got to stop wanting that how, focusing on that how, because that's what blocks you. Anyway, we're going to be talking more about that. But guys, today this is about going to the next level. The secret reflection is about taking all of this that you've learned so far and going even deeper and finding, where are my blocks? How do I systematically go through and find what is holding me back, and how do I get rid of it once and for all? And how do we understand the science behind all of this and how it really works? And so that's the goal with this process. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun going through this and discovering how your mind works and how you can create the life of your dreams. Because the reality is, you can be, you can do, you can have anything you want in life. And I used to think, the interesting thing is, I used to think that people would just say that to kind of make you feel warm and fuzzy. And now, after coaching thousands of students, I realize that that's absolutely true. It's true for me, and it's true for you. I want to share with you just a quick metaphor as I continue to get to know each of you. This metaphor is called the Golden Buddha. And it was in Thailand many years ago. There was a Golden Buddha. And there was a number of elders in this community that were worried about an army that was planning on invading their land. And they're worried that this army was going to steal this Golden Buddha. Now, the Golden Buddha weighed about 2.5 tons of solid gold. It has a market value today of around $200 million. And so, we have this Golden Buddha that they decided to cover this Golden Buddha with cement. And so they put cement on it and clay on it to really hide its value. Well, sure enough, the invading army came in, and they totally ignored this statue. They thought that it was worthless cement, and they went in, and the tragic thing is they killed everybody that knew about the secret, that knew about the Golden Buddha. Well, what happened, this Golden Buddha, this statue, laid hidden for over 200 years. Mm-hmm. And then one day they were moving this Golden Buddha over to a temple, and upon moving the Golden Buddha, as they were picking it up, the ropes to this crane broke, and the statue fell and it hit the ground, and a big chunk of cement fell off, revealing the gold. And what we're going to be doing in the secret reflection process is getting beyond the cement. Getting beyond all the surface stuff, all the surface answers, and going deep into who you really are. Because who you really are is a child of the divine. You have unlimited potential. You can feel naturally that state of peace, that state of joy, that state of abundance. All those things is already here. And once you take off the cement and you come to that truth, it's a total game changer. All right, so thank you, Deesh. Let's go to John. John, are you on the line?
Yes, sir.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing well, and it's a pleasure. It's a really good opportunity for me to have this time to talk with you. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, welcome. We're excited to have you here. So, John, what are you looking to accomplish?
I want to tell you, Adam, first off, what's been blessed with so many gifts, and I recognize that. I'm very thankful, very grateful, such as great, loving parents, supportive, and fun childhood. You could probably tell that I have a lot of energy, enthusiasm. I think I'm good. I have pretty good people skills, lots of ability, lots of confidence. That all leads, Adam, to a feeling of comfortableness. If you look up the word comfort in a dictionary, you'd probably see my picture right next to it. So I know when people say, man, I need to start looking into the law of attraction, I need the secret mirror, the secret reflection, I need to change my life, because they've hit, for lack of a better term, they've hit rock bottom, or they just can't go any lower than they are. That's not me. That's not where, but for some reason, I feel myself feeling frustrated because I'm not reaching my truly big objectives quickly enough. And that's why I was first attracted to Joe and the secret mirror, and then second process was the secret reflection. And as Melissa Beach Kim and Neil will tell you, I've seen some pretty nice accomplishments over the last year, certainly within the last couple of weeks, in fact. But I can still feel I can sense a blocker, a negative unconscious habit pattern that I'm working on. I'm trying to get rid of it, but it doesn't. I can feel myself frustrated, Adam, with not being able to get to my really, really big goals. I'm talking big goals fast enough, and that's why I want to talk to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. So, John, do you have a vision of those big goals?
I do.
Do you believe in that vision?
Most of the time, Adam, I do.
Most of the time.
And that's as honest as I can tell you, because at some point, and the rest of the guys have talked about this. You know, some conversations, a lot of the discussion was on this, and it had to do with deservingness. But to answer your question, it's the belief system. It's, hey, you're comfortable now. You have a pretty damn good life. Why do you need more? That's sort of the subconscious question that I hear myself having to deal with from time to time.
Yes. John, let me ask you this. So those are the questions that you're asking, you know, why can't I drive that kind of car? Why can't I live in that kind of home? That's kind of the underlying questions. What questions, you know, we know that questions are incredibly powerful. Questions have the power to direct your mind. So what questions are you asking yourself that's allowing you to attract the life that you desire?
Here's the question, and working with Joe in the past. This is going back over a year now. So I stopped asking those questions I just shared with you a moment ago, and I started asking this question: what if I could implement a fun, enjoyable, and fulfilling skill that generated significant and consistent amounts of money, and in doing so, created more freedom in my life so that I could serve and help others for the purpose that the divine has chosen for me. So I substituted that question for all the other questions that were perhaps not the best questions to be posing to myself.
Okay, cool. And how often are you asking yourself that?
Pretty much every day.
Okay.
Pretty much every day, and Melissa D. Kim and Neil and I were talking last week in our mastermind that I found some good success with actually carving out 20 minutes a day to get into the mirror, to use some additional tools, and set aside that time to ask that type of question and others that would produce tangible results, real-world results for both small and large objectives.
Okay. Fantastic. So I've taken a number of notes here. Thank you, John.
No problem. It was my pleasure sharing that. Thank you.
Wonderful. And let's go with Neil. Neil, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Hi, Neil. How are you?
I'm doing well. The secret mirror worked really well for me. I got the woman of my dreams. I mean, first I got a better job, then I got the woman of my dreams, and now I just got the job of my dreams, and I'm starting this Friday.
Well, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. I would, when we went to Wimberley, so it was I hadn't heard the news that I got the job or not, but I was pretty confident that I would. But so things have been going very well. It's just lately things have been, so hectic. There's been no time to really sit down and meditate on the future because, I'm packing and so forth, and I had to write articles for the new job, and I have a court case, over the divorce of my ex-wife, and so things have been pretty hectic. But my goal now is to make this job successful. I'm going to be the rabbi of a 200-family synagogue. I'd like to grow it to about 250 families, and I have to, work well with adults and teenagers and come up with innovative programs. And it's also a new environment because I was always excited about it. It's a little new. It's going to be a little new to me, and skills, my eulogy skills and wedding skills are basically, those will serve me well. So I'm just, a little nervous about succeeding. Also, I have we have 600 to 700 people coming. I never led a service of that many people before, and so that's going to be challenging. And the basic thing is I have to meet the challenge.
What scares you about succeeding, Neil?
What scares me about succeeding?
What are you afraid of?
I mean, I'm not thinking I'm going to fail. I don't think. It's just a little. I'm not afraid that I'm going to fail. It's just a little daunting. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't really have fears that I'm going to fail. It's just a little daunting that I want to make sure that I do what I need to do. Right?
Do you feel like there's any fear of success?
No, it's just like a fear of the unknown at this point.
Fear of the unknown? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into our limiting beliefs as we dive into this. And, a big part of learning how to master your mind is learning about, how can you dig down deep and figure out where your limiting beliefs are. How do you do that, right? How do you get into that state of mind? I call it crossover, where we can accurately speak with the unconscious. Wouldn't that be a valuable tool?
Oh, for sure.
You know how to get into the unconscious and say, okay, what are your limiting beliefs? And they just kind of, boop, they just bubbled up to the surface. So we'll share with you how to do that. Let's see. So thank you, Neil. And let's see. We have
Melissa.
Melissa, there we are. Hi, Melissa. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. Melissa, what are you looking to accomplish?
I love the metaphor you told about the golden Buddha. I mean, if I wanted to explain my goals, there is no better story to explain it. And it is so funny because a cousin of mine is a painter, and recently I asked her to paint something for me that I wanted to put in my house. And it's actually the face of Buddha, and it's all golden. Like, she put a lot of gold color paint in the painting. Yeah. So I was just looking at it while you were telling the story. So it's going to be a very powerful image for me now.
Wonderful.
So basically, I would like to make a better connection between my brain or my mind and my feelings. And because I've read so many books, I've did so many techniques and stuff, and I still feel that I know what I have to feel, I know what I have to do, but I don't feel it all the time. And, basically I would like to trust myself, to be confident, and to honor those gifts that God gave me. And most of the time I don't feel that. I feel that I'm not good enough. I feel that everyone is better than me, or I'm scared of what people think of me, and it just scares me, and it stops me from accomplishing my goals and having success.
Right. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you. Thank you, all of you, for sharing with me your goals and your vision and what you're looking to accomplish. Well, I am super excited to share with you what we're going to be sharing, and I know that it is life-changing, absolutely. And so the first step in this whole journey is just becoming aware. Bringing that awareness to what is happening in your unconscious mind is absolutely huge. So it was Carl Jung that once said, people need to become conscious of the unconscious, otherwise it will continue to control their lives, and they will call it fate. So much of our lives are controlled by the unconscious. So how do you become conscious of your programs? How do you become conscious of your patterns? And so there's a few key things that you can do to start to become conscious of what your limiting beliefs are. And I'll share with you a number of these things that are very powerful. Number one, just being in the present moment. Bring the presence. I mean, if you could bring yourself to the present moment and become aware of what's happening in the now, so often you can eliminate your limiting beliefs by consciously choosing a different path. But you see, so often we're outside of the moment. Our mind is somewhere else. And when your mind is somewhere else, you're going to fall into stimulus and response mode. And that's where the vast majority of people live. They're so outside of the moment, they're so far into the future or so far into the past that in order to function, the body just goes into stimulus response, and you're bound to live out your habits, your conditioned patterns of the mind. And those, if they're not programmed properly, are going to bring negative things into your life. And so presence is absolutely everything. I want to just share a little example with you. And I want each of you to think of yourself in a, now if you know the answer to this, don't answer. If you don't know, please answer. So I'd like to picture yourself in a white room, okay? So picture yourself in a white room. And then I'd like you to imagine yourself, you know, it's cold. It's about the temperature of a refrigerator. It's pretty chilly in there. And then as everything's white, you're dressed in white, the room is white, I want you to say the word silk, 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 so S-I-L-K. Go ahead and say that about 10 times. Silk, 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 silk. And go ahead and do it. You can do it out loud.
Silk, silk.
So silk, like silkworm, right? S-I-O-K, silk.
Okay.
Silk.
Okay. And silk. And what do cows drink?
Milk.
Yeah. So this is a really powerful metaphor of how much of our lives are being controlled by the subconscious. When was the last time you ever saw a farmer pouring milk into a trough of a cow? What do cows drink?
Milk.
What do cows really drink? Try again.
Don't they drink water?
Water.
Right?
They drink water, right? So this is the metaphor. The metaphor is this. How often in life is the correct answer water? Yet because of your unconscious mind and your conditioned patterns, it's kicking in the wrong answer, milk, and it's destroying your relationships, health, your abundance, your peace, your happiness, joy, all those good things in life. What we're doing is using a lot of different associations, like, we imagine ourselves in a white room. We imagined yourself dressed in white. Of course, milk is white. It might be a cold room like a refrigerator. Of course, you keep milk in a refrigerator. And then silk phonetically rhymes with milk. Okay. So with all these associations, it primes the subconscious to kick the answer milk in there. So becoming conscious of your unconscious mind is absolutely key to uncovering your limiting beliefs. I think one of the most powerful ways of finding and eliminating your limiting beliefs is having a coach, having a mentor, having somebody that can bounce ideas off of you, somebody that can be a reflection to your thoughts and what's happening. Now, we've got a number of limiting beliefs that have come up. I'm not worth it or worthy. I'm not good enough. Let's see, how do I let go of control came up. I don't deserve it came up a number of times. Just fear in general. And these are really common limiting beliefs. The three most common limiting beliefs that people have, anybody want to guess what they are? Three most common limiting beliefs out there.
Don't deserve.
I don't deserve it is one.
Not worthy. Not good
I'm not
enough.
worthy.
Not good enough.
I'm not good enough. Good job. Those are the three. You guys are awesome. So those are the three most common limiting beliefs that people have, and they're constantly sabotaging themselves because we create these ceilings, or what Joe Vitale calls the threshold of deservingness. We only think we deserve this much money, or we only think we deserve to live in a house that's this big, John, right? We only think think we deserve this car, and that's it. And once we go beyond that, all of a sudden we feel uncomfortable because now we're beyond that threshold of deservingness. This is so apparent in people that win the lottery. I mean, how many people win the lottery, and right after they win it, it's like they're giving it away. They're sabotaging all over, and within just a few short years, they're broke. Okay, and it has a lot to do with this. So what I want to do here, I want to go, like I said, I want to go really deep today to your unconscious mind and find your limiting beliefs. Okay, let's go deep today. And first of all, each of you have been prepared for this moment. I firmly believe that each of you are here for a reason. all of us are here for a very specific reason. Not only are you going to bless your own life, and you're going to, all of us are going to benefit from this, but imagine the people, everybody else that as they come and they listen to this are going to see amazing transformations in their lives.